Hello and welcome to part 13 of our USS Arizona build. It's the 1/200 scale by Trumpeter. And we're at the point now where I think I'm ready to start undercoating the ship. What I've done is I've put all the photo etch on here. There's a little bit around the turrets here. Turn that over, you can see that. There's one at the other end as well. I can fit this in. So I'm going to go along. What I've done is I've collected everything off that goes on here, minus that can come off. So everything that can go on there that the wood deck will fit over the top of is on there, and I need to go through and double check that. Everything that's not on there is labeled in a container, and so I know exactly where to find them. Now what I've also done was I've had to painted these up completely, so these will go on the outside of here, make up this area around here where the guns go in. The reason I've painted them first is because there's a section down here along this wall where this will go, so that's going to go sit in there, where this structure will go here. There, see that? And the only way, because of the way this is designed, it'll have to go on after I've painted the base color of everything, because this needs to slot into its position on here. So that's why I've had to do all these sections first. So they're all done. I'll put them aside. What I'm going to do today definitely will be, I'm going to paint the cranes, which I've got in these containers. Built these earlier. I've also added some extra railing photo etch on there that was not in the instructions, but I just felt it needed it because they are walkways around the edge of those. So I'll paint those up in undercoat, and same with these cranes here. Sorry, I said cranes. These are the launchers for the planes, catapults, get that right. And these ones here are ready to paint, so I'll paint those up as well. And depending on how I'm going, I may undercoat the whole ship as well. So yeah, I'll get stuck into this and see how far I get, and we'll come back and have a look at where I'm at. We'll back shortly. Hello, welcome back. I've made a bit more progress. As you can see, started painting. So the center deck here is all done now. The only thing I had to do was around the sides, just to make sure that edge was the correct color, because it's going to get covered in the wood deck. So that's all completed. I have these cranes have been done, come up quite nice. They're ready to be put aside until they get installed. I've also done pieces here, so we've got the catapults here. See that? Yeah, good view of that. So they come up quite nice. That's the one that'll go on the rear deck. And then we have this one here, the railings on it. This one goes on top of the turret. And that came up good too. Probably going to weather these. I haven't decided yet whether to do the weathering before I put them on. I was experimenting a bit with the airbrush. I think to put a few little shades of a lighter blue on here, just highlight some of the detail a bit. I'll experiment with that. We'll see how that goes. Rather than just trying to do it while it's on the ship, which I usually do with my weathering. We'll see how that goes. There's a few other bits and pieces in here that also go on the deck that were all a bit too large to fit. Well, they would be fitting over the decking, the wood decking. So they're ready to put straight on. Again, the weathering, not too sure. I'm going to experiment a little bit. I've got some oil paints and stuff, so I'll try a bit of dry brushing. But we'll see. So that's all done. I'll put a couple of pictures up of the hull as I've undercoated now in the Steinel Res white primer. That went on well. It's a big ship. I used quite a bit. I filled up one of my little bottles. I had an empty bottle of Tamiya, and I filled one of these, and then I added just a little bit of thinner for the airbrush. And I would say that it took a whole bottle to apply that primer. But it's come up nice, as you'll see in the photos, and it's drying now. I may wait till it's a nice day today, so that'll help the drying. I'll put it outside. I might wait till this afternoon. What I'm going to do is mask off above and below the black, where the black water line will go. Just I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. In fact, I'll bring the boat over here, and we'll have a look at what I plan to do for the painting. One second. Okay, so the plan here, let's see, will be, now the black water line will go where the join is across the ship. Now, it's going to be 6 millimeters wide, which is the exact width of my Tamiya tape, to make it easier. So what I plan to do is I'm going to use my normal tape here, and I will tape just above where I want the line to be, just to stop too much overspray, and below where I want the line to be. And then I've got camo black, which I'll spray all the way around both sides. When that dries, with the black, I'll put on my 6mm tape and run that all the way around. Then what I'll do is I'll tape everything above that line. I'll cover, and then we'll do the hull in red, and then I'll remove that tape, leaving the black waterline tape there. I'll remove the tape above, then cover the bottom, and then I'll spray the top in the blue, navy blue. Then after all that's dried, I'll take the tape off the hull, and we'll have both colours there, and then I'll come along and peel off Tamiya 6mm tape, and that'll leave my black waterline all the way around. That's the plan. The important thing doing all that is there's a couple of things. First of all, the paint needs to be completely dry. Now I know that this Vallejo Stynylrez, sorry, primer dries quick, and it's probably dry now. But I will wait till this afternoon to make sure it is completely dry before I start taping. Then I'll spray the black around, and I will give that a good 24 hours to dry before I go putting my Tamiya tape over that. Because that one has to stay on there for a couple of days while I'm doing the rest of the painting. So that'll go on there. Then I'll leave that. Then I'll paint the hull red, and I will probably leave that another 24 hours before, I would say maybe even 48 hours before I tape it up and start painting the top. The idea of the tape is you only want the tape on there while you're painting to stop the overspray. Excuse me. So once you've sprayed, for instance, once that red hull is sprayed and I've got the top taped up, I'll wait half an hour and then I'll take that tape off. There's no point leaving that tape there anymore. The longer it sits there, the more chance it's got of pulling up the paint underneath. So that tape will come off, and then it will sit aside, dry for 48, 24 hours. Then I can come along and tape up all the red, cover that, and start painting the top. And when the top's finished and it's been about half an hour, off comes the tape from the bottom and sit it all aside. I know a lot of people just leave the tape on there until everything's dry, but there's no need. Just take it off. The only one that's going to be on there the longest will be the Tamiya 6mm tape for the black waterline, which is why I specifically bought Tamiya tape for that, because I know that it's not going to stick and rip up the paint. Okay, so that's the plan. I'll cut this now, and we'll come back and see where I progress to next. All right, back in a second. Okay, so while we're waiting for everything to dry, and I've come to the point now where it's time to put on some of this decking. Now, this one already has all the holes punched out for all the fittings, and which makes the job a little bit easier. And it pretty much just, as you'll see, just pops off the sheet here. A little bit gentle, but it's all off. Yeah. It's good. There we go. That side. Now, that's all good. Now, bring this in. Now, might notice I have this sitting on just get this in the center. Here we go. A folded t-shirt, because of all this protrusions on the back here make it difficult to have it sitting on the mat where it's going to wobble around while I'm trying to press it down. So if I sit it in here, it's nice and stable. Be able to press down the decking, and also once I've got it all pressed down, rather than get here with a toothpick, and which I will get down as best I can, I'll turn it upside down, because that'll fill in, put even pressure over the deck underneath, and then I'll put some weight on top of this and leave it overnight. Some books, whatever, and just leave that overnight. That should apply even pressure across the deck. All right, so just do a quick test fit here, and that will drop onto there. I've already checked and it is pretty good. You can see, I don't know if you can see why I had to spray the grey around the outside. It's because the deck doesn't go completely to the edge. I mean, you know, I've got railings and things to do on this, I guess, so that sits there nicely, and yeah, that'll be fine. Now I've got this wood glue, PVA wood glue I bought at the local hardware store, suitable for wood, paper, cardboard, cloth, foam, laminating, veneers, which I think this is a type of veneer, wood veneer, particle board and leather. So, and it dries clear. So this product is a PVA glue suitable for general woodworking. It's non-toxic and will not stain and dries clear. So that's good. So basically, just to make sure the surface is clean, shake it well. Just apply it to one surface, and press them together while it's still wet, and then clamp for approximately 2 to 4 hours. Remove excess glue with a damp cloth. Greater bond strength is achieved when dried overnight, which is what I'll do. It cleans up with water. Perfect. Now I'm going to apply this with the paintbrush, and it will be, and I'm going to apply it to the back of here. I'll just brush it all on here, and okay, let's see how this turns out, hey? Okay, welcome back. So we're at a lot of painting stages at the moment, because most of all the superstructure and pieces for the ship have all been built. So what I'm going to do now is I've found these 5-inch AA guns, which I need to paint. The barrels are here as well, so I'll put the barrels into those. Close look at this. Yeah, a lot of photo etch on them. So I'll get these painted up. I've also found a few more bits of decking to go on, so I'm going to paint them as well. And then I've decided I'll tape up the hull and spray the black that I need to do. But so these are all these guns, where they will go. I just need to get them painted up first. So, but I'll do that. The black, I'll tape this, because it's all in undercoat, so it's not really going to matter. Undercoat's undercoat, so I'll tape that up, spray the black, so that once that's dry, which will be tomorrow, I'll be able to put down the 6mm Tamiya for the line around the hull. Alright, so I'll get onto that, and we'll come back and have a look at where I'm at next. Okay, we're back with the hull here. I've got it all out ready to paint. As you can see, I've taped up and below above and below the waterline, which I want to put on there. So that area in there is going to be black. I'm going to do all that black in there. Then when it dries, for that, after about an hour, I'll take this tape off, and then over that black, I'll put down my 6mm Tamiya tape, which will stay over that black, so that it'll keep it like that. And I'll leave that for 24 hours until we're ready to paint again. But this will just at least get the black down on here so that I can make the line. Okay, we'll come back when I've progressed a bit further. Okay, so we're back with this. It's just been painted. You can see the strip along there, all the way along. What I'll do now is I'll take off the masking tape and let that black dry overnight before I run the 6mm masking tape with a waterline across that black where I want it. And yeah, that's how that's done. I'll peel off this strip now, I'll put it outside, let it dry properly. We'll come back and have a look how it looks later. Okay, welcome back. I thought I'd just show you, while I got parts drying, I decided to do some of the portholes in these pieces here that need to go on. And basically all I do is I go to the back and I have my glue here. And all I do is just touch it with the end of a toothpick and just touch it into the portholes on here, just like that, just like that. And I'll let that dry. And here's one I did earlier. So you can see, probably see a little glint of light. You get that glass effect in there. Yeah. So there's also hose reels on there too, as you can see. Putting those on, some of this photo etch is quite good. It's already coloured, saves painting it. So there's different hose reels of different types there. There's signal flags there that'll go on. There's the depth markers that'll go on the ship. Propellers for the aircraft. It's handy, that is. So yeah, so I'm just going to work on here and finish all the portholes of this one, and then I'll go through. There's a few more bits in here that need the portholes. Yeah, it's a nice little touch, just a dab of clear drying glue. Okay, back shortly. And welcome back. I just, as you know, I've had the center deck with the wood decking glued down with some books on top of it for 24 hours. And this morning I've taken them off with my fingers crossed, hoping that the deck will be glued down nicely. And it is. And I've had a really close inspection of this, and it is absolutely perfect. I'm so glad. I was a little bit concerned at first, but it's all down flat. The edges are right on the right spot. Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, very happy with that. So I'll just do a test fit with a few pieces, but I don't see any problem. And yeah, that's good. That gives me confidence for the rest of this decking that needs to go on the ship. The glue worked really well. So today I have to make a trip into the hobby shop. Fortunately, I don't think I have enough intermediate blue paint for painting the ship. I know I have about 3/4 of a bottle to half a bottle of paint. I just can't risk running out part way through. I'd rather have more than enough. So that plus some X20 Tamiya thinner as well. I'm getting a bit low on. So I'll be running into Sydney Hobbyco, as I made a few phone calls yesterday, and it's hard to buy paint anywhere at the moment. So unfortunately, it's the only place I can get it. So they put a couple of bottles away for me, and I'll mask up and head for the city today. And then we'll come back and continue on. Okay, welcome back. And so as you saw, the decks went on really nicely. Got it here protected. What I'm going to do now is start fitting some stuff onto this. I've got these barriers here, and they go where these guns will be. I've also got a couple other bits here. I've got some boxes, little crates that are all painted up. I'll put all those on. I'll pretty much put everything on here I can. There's a lot of other little bits and pieces that I'll have to paint separately. I won't be putting the lifeboats on there yet, but most of the other parts can go on here. And the hull in the ship itself is still, I'm going to give that black waterline extra time to dry properly before I put the Tamiya tape over it. Because the last thing I want to do is, in a few days' time, when I've finished painting the ship blue and the hull red, I don't want to be peeling that tape off and have bits of black come off with it. So I want to make sure that it is 100% dry and set. So we'll call this a video for now. In the next part, we'll have a look at this deck with all the pieces on and see how far I get with that. And we'll have a look at getting some paint on the ship. I haven't decided whether to do the whole red first or the intermediate blue. I'm leaning towards doing the whole red first. So anyway, that'll be in the next video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the notifications bell there to get notified of the videos as they come out. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video. It helps. Comment below, please. Comments, anything. Questions, suggestions, opinions. I'm open to anything. And yeah, great. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.